Welcome back to our Polo Line viewers and all of the spectators here at Ghantoot Racing and Polo Club for a second match this afternoon on a second day of play in His Highness, the President of the UAE Polo Cup 2023. Our second match here this afternoon is going to be between Ghantoot and the UAE. Both teams having come off a win from the first day of play. We just saw a game between Habtal Wolves and Abu Dhabi. Proved to be growing from strength to strength, were Wolves as the game progressed and improving very much so on their last performance. And so let us see what we have between the two winning sides from the other day, between the UAE and Ghantoot, the home team here this afternoon. So it looks like the two teams are coming out of the field here now. We're very willing to get this match underway. Two teams here. Just to refresh everybody's memory, it is Ghantoot playing at number 1. From the UAE, it is Nasser Al-Shamsi on 1 goal. At number 2, from the Argentines, Secunda Amadori on 4, Pablo Llorente on 6, and Marcos Kaku Raja on 7 goals, making an 18-goal handicap team. Kaku scoring 11 out of 12 goals the other day, I believe it was. And for the UAE, we have Her Highness Sheikh Maitha bint Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum playing at number 1. At number 2, Lukin Monteverde. At 3, Antonio Hagi, son of the great Pepe Hagi. And of course, at the back door, it is Tommy Beresford on 7 goals, equaling 18 goals the total handicap there. This Ghantoot team having played as an 18-goal team in the 20-goal tournament up there in the Gold Cup series of the Silver Cup and the Gold Cup. So they're well versed with playing with each other and very familiar indeed. As though the UAE team has had a couple of changes in it to make it possible for them to play in the 18-goal, bringing in Antonio Hagi, carrying on the dynasty of the Hagis over here in the UAE. And the Hagis themselves came out here many years ago. Both sets of brothers were over here when Sheikh Falah was playing. So great memories of the Hagi family here at Ghantoot. And our umpires out in the field there, of course, which our line viewers have just seen. Peter Wright, Jason Dixon, and the third man, Santiago Torgueta. Luki Monteverde, of course, being the son of the great Lucas Monteverde, former 10-goal player. Now the brainchild behind the Avera breeding program and the organisation of the UAE Polo throughout the world. So the umpire's just been calling up the two teams and looking to get this match underway. I'm sure that some will drop down quickly, but we are blessed here at Ghantoot with having the floodlit fields. This again being the Sheikh Zayed field, named after the founder of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Zayed Al Nahyan, the first president of the UAE. Nearly all the team members back to the middle of the field on this glorious spring evening. It was a little bit warm earlier on today, but as the shadows get a bit longer, it is starting to get a lot cooler and a lot more pleasant. I'm sure as the sun goes down, it'll almost start to get a little bit chilly, which it does tend to do here at Ghantoot. So you see the two teams just getting themselves sorted out and organised And looking to get this match underway here now with umpire Dixon to bowl the ball in for the far side of the field. Ghantoot very strong indeed in their first match against the Wolves. Dominating that match. The Wolves coming back towards the end, but just not quite enough to seal the deal. Ghantoot holding on to the win. UAE playing a very strong last two chukkers to win against Abu Dhabi. So Jason Dixon will line these two teams up. Just looking for a vague resemblance of a bit of a gap there to get this underway here now. There it is, and we're underway here in the second match, cleaning out the back of the line out. It is Kaku Raja. Goes on the neck with that one there, but first service on it, it's going to be Antonio. Antonio sends the backhand, comes off the pony, unsighted Pablo looking for it. Beresford reciprocates, sends it back again, but it looks like it's going to be Pablo to get it. Sends the backhand out into open space, but Beresford picks this one up here now. Beresford checks up, looks around, drills that ball up forward, looking to find Antonio, but first to back onto it is going to be Llorente. Llorente sends the backhand coming round. It is going to be Beresford to meet the players, but it looks like we have Lukin and we have Secundo battling it out. We have a whistle on the play. So as the UAE player was looking to come back in to get onto the backhand, as soon as basically looks up, suddenly realizes, whoops, I've already got two players against me. So it looks like we have a 2-on-1 situation. We have a penalty from the middle of the field in favour of Ghantoot, being teed up by Kaku. Players called. Kaku Raja. Circling around onto this one here now. Goes with a one-time shot, drills that one straight up the middle. It's got the distance. Has he got the accuracy? Going a little bit towards the right, and unfortunately for him, it just goes right. And out over the back line it is. He's certainly hitting this ball well. From 150 yards to be only a matter of 3 yards wide of that right-hand goalpost. It's a very small margin of error. So there it is. Beresford to bring it back in, pushes out towards the far side of the field. Looking out there for Antonio, going back to him is going to be Pablo. Takes the man, flicks it back here this time for Beresford, and as he does, it's on his near side. And you see Antonio holding his head there. Nice concept, nice idea, but unfortunately just pushed it to the near side of Tommy as he did. Pablo got himself straightened up on it, and you can see on the replay here now, took Pablo well, flicked it back, but as he came onto it, Pablo had that right on his stick side, and unfortunately Tommy was caught out there having to play it on his near side. And so we have a penalty here now in favour of Ghantoot from the 30-yard line spot. So what do? Do you let him go through and maybe miss the goal, or do you give the 30-yard penalty away? So natural reaction is to play the ball, and the result is a 30-yard penalty for Ghantoot. Kaku Raja walking up to this one here now. Pony nice and relaxed. Nice full swing. Taps that ball and through the goal it is. The flags aloft and 1 goal it is there to Ghantoot, opening up the score here in our second match this afternoon. So back to the middle on the far side. Dixon will line these two teams up and get it underway once more. Just being given a bit of a warning there to keep a nice open gap, try and get this ball in and out. Out it comes, and away it is now for Secundo, looking for that one there as the ball comes up in the air. Avoids the hook, doesn't, gets hooked off out of it. Kaku picks it up, shows too much to Antonio. Backhand comes in, didn't get the shot he was looking for, and it's now going to be Secundo, picks it up here now for Ghantoot. Secundo takes this ball forward, tries to get away there from the long reach of Beresford. He's about to realise how long that reach is of Beresford, and he just goes over it and leaves it now for Beresford. Flicks this one definitely around the corner here. Beresford on the move. Looks up, looking to see where Antonio is, wanting to get him up forward, does so, looks to drive that one up, gets underneath that one a little bit too much. In comes on the near side, Antonio leaves the ball there, force, Tommy going towards the goal, Tommy, and we get a whistle on the play. As he's coming through, just gets impeded there by the speed of the passage of play. Along comes Pablito, and he's just in his way there as he tries to come through. And they're just having a look at the replay there. The umpires want to see if he could have or should have or shouldn't have made that play. But it looks like the ball has been dropped down here now for a penalty in favour of the UAE. Pablo was saying that, yeah, but he touched the back of my horse with his mallet possibly, but he came right across the front of him. So Tommy Beresford here now looking to level up the scores from the 30-yard where we were a moment or two ago with Kaku. Cantering up to this one. Lovely aerial shot from the drone. Drives it, shoots, straight through the middle it is. Beresford does not miss. Very dangerous indeed from anywhere on the field. So back to the middle of the field it is once more. So had a couple of minutes to play so far, 2.5 minutes played, and a goal apiece it is. Both from 30-yard penalties. Jason lines him up, bowls that ball into play. In the middle line out, ball pops up into the air. First onto that one, sweet Pablito. Llorente on the move here now. Llorente, over shoulder, drives that one up, looking to get that one up there for Nasser. Nasser just loses momentum, picks it up nicely on the near side, sends this one in towards the goal, and hop pursuit there with him is Mathan, and make sure that one goes out over the back line, keeping the pressure on Nasser Al-Shamsi. And out over the back line it is, securing possession for the UAE, with a hit in for Tommy. Luquin and Antonio to be playing together in Argentina later this year, also with Theo, who was playing previously there with Abu Dhabi. Brings it forward as Tommy. Tommy, over shoulder, drives this one up, and that's enough of that. And just caught him on the leg, I believe it was. Oh, that's going to smart, because when Tommy connects, he connects. Hopefully it was the bottom of the foot and on the bottom of the boot, not on the ankle. No, I'd say he's working too well for it to be on the ankle. But that certainly have got to have hurt. So we'll just have a slight pause there. Umpire's just discussing with Tommy, and Tommy thinking that he just came across him slightly. But the umpires will decide if he did actually have room to be able to make a proper play and not drill that into Llorente. But it looks like he's mounting back up again as the ambulance arrives. Seems to be walking reasonably well there. So maybe it was more a question of the shock more than anything else, which the thought of Beresford unleashing one into your ankle really would. So there he goes, brings it forward here on the replay. Comes forward. Did come across into him a little bit, but I think he probably had plenty of room. But let's see what the umpires decide. Third man having a look at the replay as well. He seems to be walking pretty soundly over there. Not sure I'd want to give him a trot up, but certainly walking well enough. So pony's going to come down for him. He's just changing the pony as well. Even though fairly clearly it was himself that got hit. It looks like they're moving towards a penalty in favour of Ghantoot here now. Being dropped on the 30-yard line where we were before. Both goals previously being scored from this exact spot. Being teed up by Kaku once more. This time cantering up to it rather than at the walk. Undefended 30-yard penalty, just drops the mallet down casually, and through the goals it is. 2 goals it is now to Ghantoot, 1 goal it is to UAE. All 3 goals being scored off penalties. It'd be good to see this game open up and see some nice exciting running polo. They'll just try to get the measure of each other during this first chukker. And then 4 more chukkers to play after that. It's 5 chukker, 18 goal match as Jason Dixon lines them up once more. UAE heading towards Abu Dhabi, right to left. Sorry, Ghantoot right to left, and comes out here now, trying to get onto it is Pablo. Pablo with Antonio. In comes Kaku, steals it away here now. Kaku just gets tagged there by Antonio, but Secundo picks it up here now and continues on. Couldn't pick it up because Beresford Pony flicks it out the way, not allowing Pablo onto it. A little bit of a backhand by Lukin, going to have to scramble out the way there is Tommy, leaving it now for Pablo. Pablo gets tagged and we get a whistle on the play. And they were saying there's no advantage coming from that first play that we can see on here now. Pablo coming in, he just has to yield off out of that one there. Comes away and then comes straight into it. So umpires are saying there wasn't enough advantage gained from that there. And so therefore there will be a penalty in favour of Ghantoot. Moved up the field here now for the second passage of play. Being teed up by Kaku once more on the 60-yard line for a penalty 4. So Kakuraja at the counter coming round here now. From the 60-yard line, beautifully balanced, drives this one through. It looks like it's going good as it just drifted wide. Oh, it's just drifted to the left-hand side. To the left it goes. So the ball will be placed down on the back line here now for the UAE, who I think Tommy thinks that's karma. So Tommy brings it into play. Tommy taps it forward. Goes with it this time, drives this one up here now. Looking there for Antonio. Antonio coming at pace here. Antonio comes up forward here now. Pictures of his father used to play at number 1 in the high goal here now. Antonio just impeded a little bit there by Secundo. Pony just bouncing and bobbling on him a little bit. Gets that ball underneath the neck here for Lukin. Lukin coming up looking for the cut shot. Goes with a little flick in towards the goal and flicks that one definitely in through the goal. It is for Lukin Monteverde. 2 goals apiece it is here now. We can see on the replay here did a nice little neck shot there by Antonio. Pony was just bobbling and bouncing a bit. He was interfered with, possibly slightly. Advantage being played. Secundo comes in to try and clear it away, but a little bit too little too late. Lovely goal there by Lukin Monteverde. Ball back into play. Dixon's ball stuck in the middle. Out looking for it. Secundo looking for that one there. Antonio comes round. Going to have to yield off out of it. Leaves it for Kaku. Kaku says, thank you very much, I'm going up the far side here now. Checks up hard, Lukin there with him. Looks to come in behind, does so. Keeps control of the play. Ball left now, this time for. He gets that one behind, does Nasser. Picked up on the near side by Lukin. Lukin going on it, goes onto his stick side, takes control of Kaku. Turns, faces, comes in behind, comes away from it, flicks it one way, comes the other way, making a bit of space for himself. Clears off out of it, does Kaku. Sends this ball up the field here, trying to link up there with Antonio or Meta, but in comes Kaku on his stick side, comes under the net, keep this ball rolling around the field nicely, does Kaku Raja, in comes Antonio, makes that, spoils it from him on his near side, picks it up in his stick side here this time, drills that one up the field, looking to get that one up for Beresford, who's gone up forward here now, out into the corner of Tiers, in comes Pablo there with him, checks up, flicks near side, comes away, looks to make a bit of space for himself, turns back inside once again. Lukin in there, looking to give him a help. Oh, and he's left that one behind, but it's now Lukin to come and tidy things up here now. Always in support, working well together as a team. Tommy, these two know each other very well indeed. He shows a little bit too much that one there to Pablo. Pablo sends the backhand. The backhand comes up in towards the middle of the field here, but it is now going to be Lukin to settle down onto this one. Turns it round. Kaku comes in, put the pressure on him, flicks it in behind of Kaku. This, ooh, and he's over the top of that one there. Takes it away. Keeps that one away there from Kaku. Kaku trying to get around the corner and get to it first. Pushes it onto his near side. Goes near side, under the neck, in towards the goal. It's going goalward bound goal. Oh, and it's just drifted to the left-hand side. Nice play there by Lukin Monteverde. Making a bit of a meal on it. They made very hard work of that. Going the milk run round. Trying to get there the long way. But eventually the shot came off towards goal. But it just goes wide. So Kakuraja back in possession. And the hooter goes. So that there will end chukker number 1 with the score being 2 goals apiece here in our second match of today's play in His Highness the President of the UAE Polo Cup 2023. And for our Polo Line viewers, we'll go to a few messages and adverts from Polo Line.
To be of service to another, to commit to a cause, to place the well-being of another above one's own is truly noble. It is one of the highest endeavors that man can undertake. Since 2007, Burjeel Holdings has been doing just that. An army of professionals working together to ensure your well-being always. Burjeel Holdings.
So welcome back now to our Polo Line viewers. We're about to get chucker number 2 underway, this 5-chucker rating goal match. I'd like to have a shout out here now to Sahel Tiger, up there at Dubai Polo and Equestrian Club, just over the border in Dubai, by Arabian Ranches. Also Mohammed Akram and Rabbi Ahmed from Brunei, always tuning in, watching the polo here on Polo Line. Great to have your support. And so play is about to begin here now with Kakul Raja for Ghantoot to bring it back in once more, where the ball just went wide. Off the back line, first time hit, drills this one up, looking there for Nasser. Didn't quite get far enough, lost a bit of momentum, gets pushed off out of it by Mather. Tommy comes in to tidy up. Mather goes in, keeps Nasser off out of the play, allowing the pros to get to work, and it's going to be Lukeen this time. Drills that one up, tries to get it up there to Antonio, but falls a bit short, but onto it quickly. There is Beresford. He gets hooked off out of it, and Kaku tries to tidy it up. In comes Antonio, but this time it's left here for Pablo, and we get a whistle on that play from Lukeen. The play was by Pablo, it looked like, and Lukeen comes in. The ball gets left behind. Kaku didn't get the shot he was looking for, got pushed off out of it, and as Lukeen was coming down the line, Pablo came across round in front of him there, as you see on the replay. And we have a spot penalty, desperately trying to clear it away from that attack of UAE. Were Ghantoot, and doing so, we end up with a foul and a penalty 2 in favour of the UAE for Tommy Beresford. Beresford from the spot. Comes in, canters, drives, flags aloft. 3 goals it is now to UAE. 2 goals to Ghantoot. So back to the middle field it is once more. Jason Dixon. Bowls that ball in, cleaning out the back of the line now, or not quite out the back, but Secunda says, I'll have a bit of that. Lukeen trying to do everything he can to stop him. The ride-off comes in, pushes, leave the ball behind. Antonio tries to pick it up, and we have Lukeen just smarting a bit there. Let's see on this replay, maybe he just got a little bit too much for a thumb. Lovely view from the drone. Comes in, gets smothered a bit, and possibly got a little bit of a sandwich. Secunda coming in with a big thump, and in doing so, ends up with a Lukeen sandwich. So it's a spot penalty here from Beresford. Some 20 yards inside his half. What's he going to do with this? Will he go with it first time? Or will he tap it and then give the drill? Antonio looks like he's on the move. Lukeen's on the move. He's going for the big one here. He drives this up the field. Antonio just checks up so he can get the ball. Gets beautifully intercepted there by Secunda Amadori. Picks it up and sends defence into attack here now, and he just looks up and goes over the top of that one there. Leaves it now for Nasser. Nasser Al-Shamsi. Nasser on the play. Settles things down. Looking for the next play here. It's Kaku rather. Kaku. Brings it forward out on the far side of the boards here now. Going back with him there. Here's Beresford working hard. Looks for the next shot. Doesn't get it. Leaves it now for Secundo. Secundo slipping in behind him there is Lukeen. Goes forward. Sends the backhand. The backhand up the boards. Picks up on the near side or tries to. Does Beresford. And the ball's left there for Antonio, who drives this one up the field. Can he pick it up? Beresford reaches out with those Inspector Gadget arms and picks it up in the bounce near side. Just enough time there for Ghantoot to get back in defence. Antonio comes in, steals it there once more from Pablo. Up onto the boards, takes the man, takes control of the ball. Beautiful play, Dad to be proud. Man then ball, turns back in to face towards the goal. Drives this one forward. Can Tommy get on it? As he does, he just impedes Pablo behind, and we get a whistle on the play. We can just see on the replay here now. Antonio drives it forward. As he does, Pablo's well established on that line. And as he comes into it, we get a spot penalty and the ball's been taken, not wasting any time. Drops down, lofted, trying to get onto it is Pablo. Backhand comes in for Antonio, ricochets off the pony. Advantage to be given here now for Llorente on the move. Llorente. Lukeen goes with the big long reach and the hook, reaching out a long way. Near side backhand by Pablito. Left now for Secundo to try and tidy things up and go to work on this one here now. And the ball goes out over the back line. Players called. Good attack and quick movement there by Ghantoot, but just going out over the back line. So Beresford brings it into play for the UAE. Beresford, Pablo there, looks one way, goes the other way. Here's the call. That's always an option. It's not a must. Sees what goes on. First back onto it. Kaku can't get onto it. We've got a little bit of both two players coming in as Nasser tries to go for it. Secunda tries to go for it, and we get a confusion and a bit of a squeal and a squall, and we have a whistle on the play. Let's see what we can see on this replay here now. Lukeen trying to come up to it. Yes, there you go. Quite clear. Ghantoot player coming across over the top of the ball. Just a little bit overcommitted to it and didn't flatten up onto it just quickly enough. And so, penalties to be given here to the UAE from the 30-yard spot for Beresford to tee up once more. Tommy circling onto the play here now. Comes up to it, he strikes it, and it looks like that one is going to go through, and through it does. The flagman just confirms it. There it is. Number 4 on the board there for the UAE. 4 goals to this UAE, 2 goals to Ghantoot, all from penalties so far. It's been a typical 1 mistake, 1 goal situation. And so the two teams line up on Dixon once more. Ricochets off the pony, off out the side it comes. Looking for that one's Antonio, but it's going to be Tommy to pick it up here now. Antonio goes forward, sends the pass up there. There's Beresford underneath the neck, but I think Lukeen looks to get onto it, but first it's going to be Secundo. Secundo opens up the backhand out towards the far side of the field. Get that out for Nasser, but it's well covered once more by Beresford. Beresford, ubiquitous on this field, faces up towards goal once more, trying to avoid this hook, plucks his ball out there, and once more going towards goal. He's just unstoppable. Beresford, the hook comes in, and Beresford puts another one away, dancing as he likes, tangoing through the players. Tommy Beresford, goal number 5 on the board. You can see here on the replay, takes the bouncing ball. They're all trying to reach out to him. Even Kaku has a go at him, and he just flicks that one through the play. So there it is, lining up once more here on Dixon, and we get a whistle on the play. Just looking for the two teams just to line themselves up here now. 5-2 is the score in favour of the UAE. Ball into play, out the back of the line, out it comes. Antonio on the move here now. Pablo going with him. Checks up, tries to take the man, goes for the ball, gets called off it, leaves it for Tommy, having that confidence, takes the hook there from Nasser Shams. He's got Kaku in front of him, turns back inside, drives this one up the field. He's got the young bloods up front, flicked off out of the play there by Nasser, beautifully allowing Kaku to come on and save the day once more. Kaku Raja up onto this one here now. Kaku and Tommy. Kaku's got legs, Kaku's running, he's at the races, he's away, but he gets hooked from the long reach there at Beresford. In comes Lukeen, settles things down, takes it round the corner here now, checks up, comes back inside, needs to get a move on because he gets it half stolen from him there by Pablito, and as he does, beautiful steal, comes on his near side, but as he comes near side, He just didn't think Lukeen was that quick, and he just comes across the line. Watch this here now on the replay. Beautiful thing, you can see directly on the line there. Yep, clearly comes on that one there, this Lukeen. Quick as a flash, he's back onto it. And we have a spot penalty here now. All that hard work there. Lukeen just checks up, tries to come back inside Secundo, but Pablo comes in and steals that one from him. But unfortunately for him, Lukeen, quick as a flash, back on that line and pushing it hard, claiming it for his own. So Beresford brings it back once more here for the UAE, drives it up there, but first onto it is going to be Kaku Raja on the meet. Kaku coming forward here. Kaku knows he's got Tommy in front, he's got Antonio behind, plays the ball short, keeps it close, a little bit of cat and mouse. Will he give it a show and go? Off he goes here now. Looks to go with the next shot. Looks to drive that one into the danger zone. Does so, bit too much angle, but it looks like it's going to be Beresford to service with this one. Goes with the big next shot, leaves it, gets called off it by Lukeen. Got a little space and time. Calls now for Secundo to clear off the ball. There, does so. Pushes this one up the front door. Beautiful shot up to the halfway line for Shaker Matha. Matha, that's a touch of that one there, and it is now going to be Kaku Raja. Kaku away there from Antonio. Kaku opens up the backhand, does so, comes off the pony, gets another bite of the cherry. Must be his lucky day. Do the lottery numbers tonight, Kaku. Kaku on the move here once more. Kaku there with Beresford, drives that one through, gets it through the gap there, and sets it up here now for Nasser Al-Shamsi. Nasser waits for the ball to settle and just finish it off like a pro. Nasser Al-Shamsi for goal number 3 on the board for Ghantoot. 3 goals to 5 it is. And you can see there the ball just threaded through beautifully there by Kaku, putting it up front, still a lot to do. And Nasser Al-Shamsi finishing it off like a pro, positioned well, and puts it away. Goal number 3 on the board for Ghantoot. So back to the middle of the field is once more. Jason Dixon to line these two teams up, bowls that ball into play, cleanly out the back of the line, out it comes, looking for it there. Are the two big guns in the form of Beresford and Araja. It's now Eggy sends that one up on the top of the bounce. It's gone a little bit long and a little bit left, and trying to get onto it there is Lukeen, but it looks like it's going to beat them all out over the back line. Picked it up beautifully at the top of the bounce, and in doing so, just flushed it out over the back line. So the ball will be placed on the back line once more for Kaku Raja to bring into play. Kaku. Taps it up forward. Kaku. And there goes the hooter, ladies and gentlemen, for the end of chucker number 2, and it's for 30 seconds rather. Pablo onto play, looking to see where Beresford is. Slightly intimidated. What should I do with it? Should I go forward? No, I'll take the man. I'll leave it for Secundo. He's got a clear shot. Send it up this time here now. Looking to send it up. Nice little backhand by Mather, thwarting their attack. But first onto this one on the near side is going to be Nasser, but picked up beautifully by Beresford, spoiling his attempt there. Good play by Nasser, but it's going to be Beresford who just gets the better of it. Goes under the neck and flicks this one up the field a little bit further. Comes off the stick there of Eggy, and on the meet is Pablo, but we get a whistle on the play, and that there will end chucker number 2. With a score being 5 goals, it is the UAE, 3 goals to Ghantoot. As the players leave the field to change ponies, we'll go to some more adverts and messages from Polo Line. So welcome back to our Polo viewers. We just go through the last replay, which the umpires are having a look at as well. Tommy pushes this one up the boards. Comes off Antonio. There's a new line created. Do we have a 2-on-1? They're all coming from distant directions, and even Secundo, but he did pull out. But you've got Antonio coming onto it. You've got Luquin coming onto it, and Pablo coming in the middle. I'll let them pick that one to pieces and see what they decide, to see if we can start with a throw-in or start with a penalty. Umpires are lining up like it's a throw-in at this point in time, but Ghantoot is just coming to join them here now. And for our Polo Line viewers, we'd like to thank, of course, Clanova, the ultimate rehydration tablet. So the ball's being placed down. Ghantoot look like they're retiring back. There is another ball on the field. So there's still a little bit of consideration going on. It looks like the ball's going to be picked up here now by umpire right. The two teams lining up will get this underway with a roll-in to start chucker number 3. Score being 5-3 to the UAE. Down in UAE territory, the ball out the back of the line out. Kaku looking to go for it, but Tommy gets a bit of that one there. Tommy Beresford opens that big shoulder and he leans on that one and sends it up the field. You've got Kaku going back there with Antonio trying to get the slip on him, trying to get the pressure there on Pablo. Pablo checks up, comes away. Mathan looks to pick him up on that one there, but he's just cleared off the line a little bit too quickly, and he comes in, sends it out here to Pablo, to Kaku, linking up nicely. Coming in behind is Llorente once more with Kaku. Goes forward now. Going with him is Antonio. Keeps his ball moving forward, making a bit of a Horlicks of it, giving Beresford the opportunity, but no, Kaku's just giving him the slip. Araja on the move here now. Araja keeps it short. Araja playing it himself, pushes a bit too wide, leaves it now for Pablo. Pablo onto the play. Kaku coming around behind, playing heady, sensible Polo here now. It is going to be Kaku supporting play, pushes this one away on his near side. Underneath the neck he goes, trying to get back onto this one here. Reaches out for the hook and gets it. Does Antonio. Great play by him, leaving it for Beresford. Beresford cuts this one open wide. A monster backhand once more by Beresford, setting young Luquin on the loose once more. Luquin, but Pablo's there, measure for measure, comes in with the backhand, cuts this one into the boards directly in front of us. First onto it's going to be Secundo there with Antonio. Strains himself up, he's got Kaku in behind, yields off, leaves it, takes the player, protects Kaku. Kaku playing sensible Polo here now. He knows he's got Pablo going forward, goes with the driving shot, he cuts that one up. It's high, it's lofted, it's long, but it's gone a little bit towards the left. He's pushed off out of it well by Luquin, sends the opposite direction to play for Beresford to come onto, but it's well read by Kaku, picks it up on his near side still, plays it back into the throws once more, but it ricochets off a pony. It's going to be Secundo to try and pick it up, but unfortunately for him, Beresford is lurking, and Beresford picks up that line there. And we can see on this replay, the backhand comes, good changes of direction as the ball gets back to him once more. Comes across here, he comes in. Even if he had stayed near side, he would have been a little bit hard pushed, but he just pushed over the top of it, maybe not able to turn to get onto his near side, finding himself on the stick side, and in doing so, crossing in front of Tommy Beresford, who's there in the middle of the field, now with a penalty 5B for the UAE. Beresford circling round the big practice swing. So what do we reckon? We know he's got it in him. He's going big. The boys are going forward. Let's stump this one, and Beresford gets hold of it, gives it a ride. It's high and it's still rising. Now it's coming down, and straight through the middle it is, says Beresford, and all he can do when opposing that is just watch it happen. It's poetry in motion. Tommy Beresford from the halfway line. Should almost be 2 goals, not 1 goal for that play. Maybe we'll have to change these rules. But there it is, Tommy Beresford from the drone. Beautiful goal. So back to the middle it is. Antonio just quickly changing, comes back in onside. Luquin trying to get hold of that one there, hooked off out of it. The ball skews out, but it's going to be Antonio onto this one here now. Goes with the backhand. The backhand gets stopped there by Kaku, and as Luquin tries to come across, he just gets caught out. Trying to be optimistic. Luquin's complaining about the play from before, but never mind, not to worry. It's all done and dusted, and that's all history. Today's the present, and the present it is. The backhand came in there, and he just came across the front of Kaku, caught in a bit of no man's land. So, we have a penalty now in favour of Ghantoot. Kaku, I'm sure, trying to put the persuasion down, saying, yeah, but I was the first man through going forward and attack, but yeah, what to do. Penalty for it is. 60-yard penalty in favour of Ghantoot. 6 goals to 3 in favour of UAE. No, penalty. Penalty 3 rather, from the 40. Raja. So Raja circling around here now. Beresford Lukeen looking to stop this one. He goes, he drives, he shoots, it's high, it's through, and there it is. Raja. Goal number 4 on the board for Ghantoot. 4 goals to Ghantoot. 6 goals it is to the UAE. Dixon lines the 2 teams up here now. Teams all present and correct. Ball into play. Gets through the back of the line out. Beresford looking for it, but a good bump there by Kaku. Holds on to the play here now. Looking for something in optimistically there, or maybe he's just got a nervous twitch as Pablo with his stick in the air, but it's going to be Kaku sends this one forward and sends it up towards the goal. Towards the goal, it isn't towards the goal, but oh, it's just gone wide to the left-hand side. Very close indeed. A really good attempt by Kaku. And you can see on that drone shot here, lovely replay. He lets it go and it just drifts to the left-hand side. A good attempt there by Kaku. But it's going to be Beresford to bring it back in here now. For the UAE, taps it forward. Who's he got? He's got his runners out on the move. Rios Antonio's free. Kaku looking after Lukeen. He goes himself. Pablo going with him. Looks to send it down the boards here now. Just gently drops the mallet down, making it look very easy indeed, and sends it 80, 90 yards up the field, but it's going to be Secunda to pick it up. Stick side. Comes round the corner. Antonio in pursuit, but Lukeen waiting out there in front, and Lukeen just smothering and blocking, and we get a whistle on the play. You can clearly see here now from this lovely drone action here as he comes forward, comes up onto it, and shoulder to shoulder. Maybe Lukeen was just suckered into that one a little bit by Secundo, but the penalty will be given here now in favour of Ghantoot. As Kaku changes, it's just been teed up by Pablo. Pablo quickly opts to go and change. Uses this optimal time of 3:42 on the clock it is. For another 40-yard penalty for Kaku Raja. Circling round up onto the play here now. Beautifully scored. Comes up onto this one, he drives, he sees it sweetly, and through the goals it goes for Kakaraja, closing the margin now to 1 goal. 5 goals it is to Ghantoot, 6 goals to the UAE. So as UAE got themselves a 3-goal margin, they've got 2 unanswered goals here in chukker number 3. Dixon just blows the whistle. Kaku got a little bit of an issue there. She's trying to get it sorted out. I think he just went and changed ponies and actually just took the penalty. Well, needs to get his knitting and everything sorted out. So it looks like Kaku has got himself sorted out here now. We'll get this underway. Back into the line out. There it is. Dixon bowls that ball into play. Skews off out the side here now. Looking to pick that up on their side is Hagee. Hagee on the right-hand side. Drills this one up the field, but first shot to show on this one here It is going to be Llorente. Llorente opens up the backhand out there for Secundo. Secundo up onto the play here now. Secundo just short of the halfway. Letting the pony run. He's got lengths on it here now. Kaku going back to give some support. Lukeen trying to give hard chase, but it's going to be stick and ball time here now. He's got space. He's got time. He flicks it up, and a beautiful goal there by Secundo Amadori. Levelling up the scores here at 6 goals apiece in chukker number 3. Lovely play there. Nice open backhand, setting it up for Amadori. And Amadori got the opportunity now. Got away out in front. Lengths ahead he was. Had the support of Nasser and Kaku with him, giving him the luxury of being able to stick and ball that one home. And it's going to be Dixon to bowl it back into play, off the back of the line out, near side play by Kaku, but he's just tagged off out of it, and the ball gets flicked up here now by Beresford, sending it up forward, trying to get onto it. The 2 number 2s are going hammer and tong, but Amadori gets the better of that one, and we get a whistle on the play. Sharp bit of thinking there by Antonio. Watch it on the replay. Beautiful drone shot here will show us the example of exactly where it was, as Amadori's pushing him across to try and get that near side backhand. Antonio went straight up the line. And umpires reading that as Amadori pushing his player, Lukeen, across the front of Antonio. So I hope Dad's watching if it is. If he is, good afternoon, Pepe, and the rest of the family. And it looks like we're going to have Lukeen to walk up to this one here now. Lukeen walks up to it and drives this one in towards the goal, and through the goals it is. For goal number 7 on the board. 7 goals it is to the UAE, 6 to Ghantoot. And 2 minutes left to play before we go into half time. So back in the middle of the field was Beresford, goes off to change, leaving the penalties in the trusty hands of Lukeen. The ball into play, ricochets off out, whoever shot that one did. Beresford, Antonio sends this one forward onto the stick side, trying to come onto it. Both think they've got a bite of that cherry, and let's see what the umpires pick out of this one here. You can see out it comes, sends the backhand. Backhand comes in. Who's me first onto that there? Did Kaku have the near side? Did Tommy have the stick side play? Umpires can pull this one. Jason just giving the old brow a bit of a mop as he discusses it with umpire Peter Wright and the third man. Looked like he certainly had cleared. Did he make contact with him first before they came on top of the ball or not? Or was Kaku better off staying on his near side? And once more, of course, for our Polo Line viewers, we'd like to once again to thank eMobility, the sponsors and partners, of course, of Road Polo, which is going to bring up a totally different generation of polo players, the youth of today, having the opportunity to fly around on these roaders. Right, so here we go now. The ball's going to be thrown in, cancelling each other out. The ball gets thrown in, and it's now going to be umpire Wright throws it in off the back of the line out. Beresford has that. No, he didn't show too much of it. He drills that one up forward, and Lukeen's on the loose once more. Secunda go back with him. He looks over the shoulder, and it's going to be Lukeen. Tap, tap, tap. No, just the one under the neck he goes just to finish it off, and finish it off, of course he does. Lukeen Monteverde. Goal number 8 on the board there for the UAE. 8 goals to the UAE. 6 goals it is to Ghantoot. We can see on the replay here now. Slipped his man, he might have nearly pushed that too far, but has the pony and gets up to it, and underneath the neck he finishes that one off, does Lukeen Monteverde. Antonio quickly changing, back to the middle as it is here now. Ball into play, stopped in the line out. Secundo wanting a bit of that one there, but no, Antonio's got other ideas, doesn't play the back, he turns to play, feeling confident. 5 goals here, 6 goals in Argentina, sends his ball up the field here once more, trying to go back in his own play, but looks like he's going to be pushed off out of that one there by Llorente. Llorente's backhand falls there for Lukeen. Lukeen sends the backhand into the throws once more, up and down it comes. Can't get onto that one there, can either of the players, just waiting for a player to clear, but in comes Kaku to try and spoil the play, but Beresford says thank you, I'll have a bit of that as the first 2 to goes, and drills that one up into the danger zone once more. Does Beresford, he drills it forward, but unfortunately it just goes wide. So that there will end chukker number 3, ladies and gentlemen, with the score being 8 goals it is to the UAE, 6 goals to Ghantoot. Ghantoot with 3 down being the chukker. They come back to even Stevens, and UAE have just twisted the tap once more, taking them up here now to 8 goals to 6 before we go into the last 2 chukkers of our second match today here in His Highness, the President of the UAE Polo Cup 2023. And now, for our Polo Line viewers, we'll go to a few messages, some rushes, and some adverts from Polo Line.
Takes up into the corner, retains possession, and he wants some help in there from his teammates. The ball's in the corner. Along the back line they must come. Header look for a drive. Still with Header Nassim. This could be wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. Header Nassim has he found. Oh my word, what a goal! What a hell of a goal from Header Nassim. That's the way to play a backhand. It's a big drive by Babar Nassim, and out to the right hand side is Santi Losa. Babar Nassim over the halfway line. Can he go all the way here? Babar still with another big drive. Babar Nassim, he needed a cut shot from there. Losa's out to the right. Babar will check up. Babar will shoot for goal. That's a hell of a shot from Babar Nassim. Where's it gone? Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen a beauty from Nassim. That's a goal first time, and it's a ripper downfield. He goes. Beno can go forward, so too Babar Nassim. Beno takes out the man unselfishly. Babar goes in, gets the hat trick. Babar Nassim, that's another very good goal.
We had 6 teams that were all on the same level. They came with their best horses, and we had very, very good games. Come to St. Moritz next year, the end of January, to the Snow Polo World Cup 2024.
Well, welcome back to our Polo Line viewers here and those of you at Ghantoot Racing and Polo Club. We start off with a view there of the camp down there for the UAE. And you can see Lukin's father, Lucas, and of course Hasso Crotto being a great part of this team and the organisation here. And just putting a few final touches together, a little bit of a word there. You see Billy there in the background too. Also already Lukin mounted back up again. Antonio just hopping on board as Ghantoot start to mount up at the other end of the field. And we'll just go into a few stats of the match so far. And you see here, field goals 2-4 UAE, having scored 4 of their goals of their 8. So half of their goals scored by field goals, throw-ins 9-5. UAE managing to dominate that off the back of the line out with a long reach there of Beresford and his teammates. Fouls 7 apiece, so it's all pretty even, Stevens. Penalties 3 from 5 for Ghantoot, but it's 4 from 4 from the UAE, making a massive difference there. We would have been even, Stevens, if Ghantoot had managed to get all their penalties, but not all short penalties, so not always can be done. No safeties and no yellow cards so far. So 6 goals to 8 as a score going into the last 2 chukkers. There's Beresford back out on the field. The long reach of the Beresford. So thank you very much indeed to all the groundsmen here. The umpires coming back out on the field as well. Doing a sterling job treading in some divots here on the Sheikh Zayed field. And the progression of the match so far. At the end of chukka number 1, it was 2 goals apiece. UAE starting to make dominance in the second chukka, 5-3. 8-6 it is at the end of chukka number 3. We all started off with penalties for penalties in the first chukka, but good to see we started to get it opened up with some field goals now. So let us see what the second half of this match will bring us. There's a good advert for our Polo Line viewers for the Polo Nation Cup at Chantilly in June, which would be a massive logistical nightmare for those involved, but a great spectacle for all us viewers and the players participating in it. So the ball will be placed here on the back line, I believe it is now, for the ball to come back into play. Umpires just warming up the ponies. And then we'll get the second half of this match, the last 2 chukkers, underway. So the ball's placed down. For Ghantoot's Kakaraj to bring back into play. 15 minutes of Polo left to play here. 8 goals to 6 is the score in favour of the UAE. Players called. Kaku. Taps it forward. Lukin looking to mark. He pushes it up the middle of the field here this time, looking for Nasser. Nasser just loses a little bit of momentum, comes on his near side, stays straight in front of Beresford, gets a scurry on here, but he gets tagged off out of it, but good support there by Llorente. Llorente flicks it up for the Wazzle, feeding it for Nasser, picks it up on the near side. Nasser on the stick side here, Nasser al-Shamsi, and it's going to be Beresford to tidy it up here now for the UAE. Beresford checks up on the play. Beresford just gets tagged out of it, and it's now going to be Pablo to pick up the pieces and Pablo to pick up the spoils. Llorente puts it away here now. 7 goals it is to Ghantoot, 8 goals to the UAE. Good working play there by Nasser, never giving up. Manages to leave that ball behind there for Pablo to come in and take the spoils. So back to the middle field. In front of us here, at Polo line in the grandstand at Sheikh Zayed Field. Umpire right to bowl this ball into play. Bowls it in. Lukin has a double of that one there, but it's going to be Antonio. Antonio comes away with it here now. Antonio goes with a long shot, but shows too much of that one there now for Kaku. Kaku goes with the open backhand, gets as much onto it as he can, but coming onto it there, picks that one up there. There's Antonio. Antonio straightens himself up and pushes it on towards the goal, and through the goals it is, not wasting any time to get that 2-goal margin back again. Antonio Heggie. A little bit of discussion going on back here now, but the players are starting to come back towards the middle of the field. And just checking that horse at Pablo's. And it looks like we're going to get a whistle and ask for the pony to be removed. Should we check? Maybe got a bit of a tread or something like that. So eagle-eyed, well spotted there by the umpire that there is an issue with the pony. And therefore the welfare of the ponies is of tantamount importance. And so I'll just be asked to just dismount from that pony and get it checked out to make sure everything's all right. So we'll just have a slight break whilst he waits for his next pony to come down to meet him on the side of the field. Jason Dixon just goes up to the scoreboard. Just to make sure everything is order up that end. There you see a good shot there. Pablo just changing ponies. Grum comes up and brings him his pony, which is good to see. Great team and organisation down here at Ghantoot, of course. Been operational for over 25 years, and now we have a lovely view there of the schooling arena from the drone. There's somebody over there jumping the pony. Back into play it is once more. Pablo sends the backhand, cuts that one open. It's picked up here, there by Araja, but it's stolen away by Lukin. Dummies the backhand, straightens himself up, faces up forward here now. Players lost a little bit of momentum as he drives this ball up forward, trying to get out there for Beresford. His trusty partner in crime, Beresford, opens up the backhand. The backhand cuts it in towards the play for Antonio, but first to surface with it is going to be Secundo. Gets hooked off out of it, but he's got Nasser al-Shamsi in behind to give the support, and he drills that one up here now for Secundo. The wristy reaction shot and sends it out forward, out towards the side, giving himself a little bit of space and time. Up goes Nasser for the pass, and up comes the pass, and Nasser al-Shamsi on the loose here now. Nasser al-Shamsi, the centering play by Nasser. He's looking for a bit more angle here now, settles down on it, dribbles it once, dribbles it twice, looks to go under the neck with it there, and he just taps it but leaves it behind and over the back line it goes. Oh, Nasser could have done with that one there just to bring them back into comfort zone, but 2 goals is the margin still. 9 goals to 7 is the score in favour of the UAE. And we have Tommy Beresford to bring it back in whilst Antonio quickly changes at the bottom end. Brings it into play. Antonio gathering up the knitting at the gallop. Sends his ball up forward here this time. Out there for Antonio. I hope he's got his mallet and everything sorted and his reins in place, but he's not going to worry about that and drills that one up the field here for Lukin. Lukin trying to get onto it, but it's going to be Kaku. Kaku sends the backhand, opens it up here. First round onto it there. He trying to get onto it there was Llorente, but spoils the play, and the ball's left here for Secunda Amadori. He's got players up in front. He's looking for a little bit of a room, a little bit of a gap to go himself, and he leaves it now for Llorente. Llorente knows he's got Beresford in front, comes one way, comes the other way. Just gets blocked by his own player slightly. The ball just flicks off out here. Kaku comes onto this one here now. Kaku Araja to tidy up the play and settle things down once more. Araja looks to straighten it up. Lukeen waiting for him, pushes it away, goes away himself here. Little show and go from Kaku. Kaku gets on the move, leaves it there for Nasser over the top of it, but in turn gets left here for Pablo. Pablo looks up towards the goal and drills this one in. Beresford scurries back onto this one here and cuts out the open backhand out here now for Lukeen. Beautifully placed, perfect pocket placed there for Lukeen. Lukeen cuts this one away out towards the boards, but cruelly and harshly it just bounces out over the boards, just stopping his attack forward here now. So the ball will be placed down for a free hit there by umpire right. Umpire right drops the ball down here for Kakuraj to bring back into play for Ghantoot. For the free hit, taps it the once. Lukeen comes in to put the pressure, looking to get him to open up this play here now. Forcing his hand, what will he do? Comes one way, goes the other. Oh, he leaves that one behind it. It's going to be picked up by Lukeen. Lukeen, though, well supported was Kaku by Pablo. Comes and tidies up and goes to the drilling shot. Backhand, the hook comes in and the backhand comes off there by Lukeen, who's first round up onto it. Beresford kept off out of it, allowing Secunda Amadori to come forward once again. Lukeen, not wasting any time, comes back onto it, but secured there by Amadori. Amadori knows he's got Beresford in behind, dummies the big play. Beresford scurries that one out towards the boards once more, but it's going to be Pablo to pick it up here for Ghantoot. Pablo there with Lukeen. In comes Kaku. In comes Pablo once more, but we get a whistle on the play. They're sort of complicating things a little bit, but it might have just come out to be to their advantage. Coming back onto it, you see Pablo on the boards here now. Lukeen there with him. Kaku was looking for it, but as he comes forward, Beresford had just come across the front of him. We end up with a penalty, a short penalty here from the 30-yard spot for a penalty 2 in favour of Ghantoot. Being teed up by Pablo as Kaku quickly changes. Looking to close this gap once more. 2:49 on the clock and 9-7's the score. Wanting to get back into with a 1-goal reach of this UAE side here now. It's Kaku Araja from the 30-yard spot. Kaku. Lovely drone shot here. Comes up, just drives it straight to the die. Absolutely pinpoint perfect there for Kaku Araja. Making the score now. 8 goals to Ghantoot, but it's still 9 goals to the UAE. Back to the middle of the field. Right. Lines of 2 teams up here now. The lights are on here at Ghantoot on the shake side field. The ball comes out the back there. Looking for that one there is Antonio. Antonio on the move here now. He's got Pablo in behind. He gets the shot, but he's got Kaku in front to try and get round. He shows a little bit too much of that with Kaku on the near side. Kaku opens up the near side backhand. Goes straight with that one there. Leaves it for Pablo. Does Nasser Al-Shamsi. Nasser goes forward, drills that one up forward there. Nasser coming at pace. In comes Mather, gets a good hooking play on there. But Nasser gets through onto this one. He's got a little bit wide out towards the side. Can he get the next shot? Goes with the shot, but unfortunately goes out. Over the back line it is. So good passage of play. Quickly moving this ball, letting the ball do the work by Ghantoot. But it's going to be Beresford to catch them on the confusion. He's got to wait for play. Wanted to capitalise on it whilst players were changing and players were just napping a little bit, but no, it's not to be. He's going to have to go back and start all over again. So the ball's placed down for Beresford to start all over again. 1:43 on the clock it is here in Chucker number 4. 1 goal the difference. Beresford looking to go for the old coast to coast. Run it round himself whilst he caught them napping, but play had not been called. This time it has. Beresford comes into play. Goes shot, cuts it out here now for Antonio or Lukeen. Antonio comes onto it, shows himself up. Lukeen comes back in to give a little bit of a helping hand, picks it up the bottom back of the line, drives it out here now for Antonio, checks up the play. Antonio once more goes with this one here. He goes with the next shot here, but he goes a little bit too straight and that's showing too much of that one there for Secunda Amadori. Amadori goes to the backhand, and here's the call. Comes off the pony there of Nasser. Nasser comes onto it, and it goes out over the boards. And we'll have a drop ball here now. So it came off the pony of the umpire, so I'll have a throw-in. It certainly... The play was made and came off Nasser's pony, then it finally came off umpire Wright's pony. Were instructed by the third man, so the roller's in. It is going to be Kaku, takes it, plays tail backhand, looking to set up Nasser Al-Shamsi. Nasser scurrying out there at the front there. Nasser Al-Shamsi on the move here. Nasser Al-Shamsi, Nasser Al-Shamsi. Tap, tap, tap. Nasser Al-Shamsi, Nasser Al-Shamsi. Levelling the scores here in chukker number 4. 9 goals apiece it is. And on that replay, what a great goal there by Nasser Al-Shamsi. Good backhand by Kaku. Took it forward, played the backhand, threaded it through. And there he is. Nasser Al-Shamsi scurried away through the goals to end chukker number 4. All even Stevens. Good comeback by Ghantoot. 9 goals apiece it is going into chukker number 5. But until then, we'll go to a few messages and some rushes from Polo line.
He gets control. Monchi Ambrosio the far side. Along the back line he must go. Still with Ambrosio. They're looking pretty good here. They've broken through the ranks of this task, and there's another big drive by Ambrosio. Kakwani's going forward here. Sakib, Kakwani called off by Ambrosio. The drive by Ambrosio as he found, my word, that's a beauty. Absolute perler from Monchi Ambrosio. Zavaleta looking to try and steal it, and Namu's looking for the whistle, and it's silent. Zavaleta will go all the way. Namu is furious as Zavaleta will stick and ball this one in, and this is an easy gimme for Zavaleta. The goal is good, and Ali Hyder is not a happy camper. It's 1.5 minutes remaining in
To be of service to another, to commit to a cause, to place the well-being of another above one's own is truly noble. It is one of the highest endeavors that man can undertake. Since 2007, Burjeel Holdings has been doing just that. An army of professionals working together to ensure your well-being always. Burjeel Holdings.
So welcome back here now to Apollo Line viewers. As umpire bowls that ball in play off the back of the line out. Kaku and Tommy come together once more. Out with it here comes Pablo. He leaves that one behind. Skipping onto that one there as quick as a flash. It's Lukeen, and Lukeen's on the move here now. Lukeen in towards goal he goes. He's a little bit deep out in the corner, being pushed there by Secundo. Checks up. He comes round, looks for a bit of gap, looks for some space, tries to make some space for himself. Being protected a little bit there by Beresford. Comes back inside once more. Waiting for a player just to clear out the way. Gets on the move here now. It's Lukeen trying to dance his way through the players here now. Lukeen Monteverdi comes forward, leaves it to Beresford. Beresford comes onto this one. It gets pushed out, and the backhand comes in by Lukeen, but it gets deflected. Gets back onto the play once more. There's Lukeen. Lukeen scrambles this around the corner here now. Gets swamped and smothered there by Secundo, but finally we get a whistle. Antonio reckons he had something out on that one there, but we'll see on the replay here now. There's a little bit of verbiage going on the field as well. Ghantoot closing that back door really well, and Secundo coming in onto it, comes forward up onto it here now. No, we'll have a penalty here now in favour of the UAE for Beresford to try and get the UAE into double figures at the start of chukker number 5. All tied here at 9 goals apiece. Tommy circling around here. Monster of a practice swing. Just to be sure. Tommy He comes, he drives, he shoots, he loads it. There it is, through the goals for goal number 10 on the board, taking the UAE into double figures at the start of chukker number 5. So back to the middle it is once more for this ball to get back into play. Ghantoot looking to answer this one. UAE looking to capitalise on it and keep this momentum moving forward. Getting back to their comfort zone again. The ball's into play there. Into play. Out the back of the line, out it comes. Trying to get onto that one. They're all looking for a bit of that one, but it gets left here now for Lukeen. Lukeen takes the hook there from Nasser. Comes, takes, retains possession. Drives it up forward here this time and drills it out, but it's going to be Amadori to come up with this one first, but coming onto it, it looks on the meet. Oh, we've got a double meet going on here now. Pablo reckons he's got a bit of this one too. And it looks like we do have a penalty from the halfway line in favour of Ghantoot. As that ball got sent up, we can see on the replay Pablo was probably more on it as Tommy turned across in front of him. He was already established on that line, and therefore we have a penalty in favour of Ghantoot from the halfway line. Tommy's put one all the way through from the halfway line earlier on. Kaku had a crack but just went wide. And let's see what we get with this one here now. His team staying close at this point. Nasser now going forward. Secundo going up wide, darting left, right, right, left. Kaku up onto the play. Goes with a big one here, does Kakuraji, hits that one sweetly and it's still coming down, and it comes down and it just lands a little bit softly. The backhand comes in by Antonio, clearing it away for the UAE and setting up it here now for Lukeen. Lukeen on the far side, set sail, but unfortunately that ball looks like it's just hopped out over the boards. So managed to clear it away from the danger zone, but it's still very dangerous as the ball's dropped down. Oh, we get a whistle as the ball was dropped down for a free hit in favour of Ghantoot. So a little bit of discussion going on in there. Make sure everything's all okay. So just have a slight pause there as the floodlights are starting to take effect as we get down into the twilight of the evening. Whilst we have this slight break here, it's a beautiful temperature to be playing polo here now. A few of the players just using this as an opportunity to quickly change ponies. Whilst we have this slight break, so it's been an interesting day so far. Abu Dhabi come away with 2 losses. Habtoor Wolves, a loss and a win. Both these teams in front of us here having had a win. Ghantoot have fought hard and come back from 3-goal difference, from 3-goal margin down, to having it even Stevens at the end of this end of last chukker. Now trailing by 1, but they have a free hit from the far side to get things underway once more. Just waiting for a couple of the Ghantoot players to come back onto the field. There's a great shot from the drone. It still, after all these years, amazes me when you have these shots of these little puddles of green against the sand of the desert here in the UAE, which they're also extending, especially up in Sharjah, a farming program with their crop circles, as in Saudi Arabia as well. So here we go, back into play. Enough of the drivel, and it is now going to be Kaku Raj to bring it back into play. Kaku sends a nice driving shot, sends that one up the front door. Looking to meet this one here was Beresford, but it just gets stopped. And coming off onto it is going to be Lukeen. Lukeen sends the backhand. The backhand falls nicely there for Secundo. Oh, he dummies that backhand and comes around in front of Beresford. Beresford, he just dummies him there. Beresford's going to have to clear off out of that one there. And it's going to be Secundo coming forward here now, met by Antonio. Looks for something out of that one there. We've got players coming from all directions. Everyone wants a bite of the cherry and the whistle's blown. Let's see what the drone can see out of this one here now. He just gets ridden off out of it, and as he tries to go for the full swing, Beresford, underneath the arm comes a Ghantoot player. So we have a spot penalty here now in favour of the UAE for Beresford. Taps it forward. He's got the young bloods going left, going right. They both come right. Flicks it a little bit further up, picks it up. Nicely little linking play there between Lukeen and Antonio. Lukeen looking to go with a little next shot to straighten this one up. A beautifully placed shot there by Lukeen. Lukeen doesn't even have to go any further. It was not a placed shot. It was a goal-scoring shot by Lukeen Monteverde, taking it to 11 goals to the UAE. 9 goals to Ghantoot. It's going to be interesting seeing these two tail playing later in the year. You see that passage of play there. One gets it, deflects it to the other picks it up on the near side and just goes on down with the field confidently in each other. So ball back into play. In the line now, looking for that once more is Lukeen, trying to get away, and he does. Oh, and it's just got left behind there this time. The backhand comes in by Nasser, looking to set it up for Kaku, but it's going to be Beresford and Kaku. Beresford takes the man. Oh, but Kaku's got the pony and gets the better of the ride off here now. Kaku Raja. Kaku checks up, goes over the top of that one there. Backhand comes in by Antonio. He's called to do so, so that he does. It's going to be Pablo to come up onto this one here first. Pablo checks up. Pablo comes round, got a little bit of space. In comes Beresford, goes with the hook, but he gets that ball away out the front door here for Nasser. Nasser Al-Shamsi leaves it now for Lukeen. Lukeen makes the turn, optimistically looking for something there is Pablo, but I think it's in his imagination or another nation or somewhere, but it's certainly not here at Ghantoot. But it is going to be Lukeen to come away with it here now. Lukeen, in behind comes Iggy. Iggy giving support. Iggy comes up his near side, confidently just sends that one up forward here now. But first onto it is going to be the backhand of Nasser. Gets stopped, deflected, turns quickly there, does Kaku, sends it underneath the neck, but it's going to be Antonio to come onto it here now. Antonio sends the backhand. Oh, it deflects off the pony, it's skied and up it is, and first onto it is going to be the near side backhand or attempt there by Lukeen, but Mather comes in and tidies up for the UAE and pushes it forward, but Kaku comes out of the melee and then the mess, and it's Kaku Raja there with Iggy. Kaku looks for a runner. Kaku keeps it himself, comes in towards the middle of the field, looking for the shortest distance between goals to goals. Straight up the guts it'll be. And Araja tries to get in behind Beresford, and he just plays a little bit of cat and mouse, and he just looks like he's caught him out of that one there as Kaku Araja. Let's see on the replay here now. Kaku definitely working his way forward as he does. Oh, Kaku, you wisely dog you, and he manages to pull the foul there on Beresford. He was looking for something and he got it. And up it comes here now for a penalty for Ghantoot as players leave the field to quickly go and change ponies, and it's a short penalty it is in favour of Ghantoot, looking to get to within a goal of the UAE. 9-11 is the score. 2:57 on the clock it is, so 2.5 minutes left to play before the first hooter goes. So the ball's going to be teed up here by Pablo once more. Whilst Kaku quickly changes. Kaku back onto the field. Sekundu back on the field. A mass change there from the UAE too, but they're behind the goals. So Tommy changed at the other end. Coming back onto the field. Off the field of players, Kaku Araja circles round up onto the ball. Kaku from the 40, drives, shoots, out of reach and straight through the middle it is for Kaku Araja, taking them to within 1 goal once more. It's 10 goals to Ghantoot, but it's 11 goals to the UAE. So back to the middle of the field it is here now, as the players look to line up here. And we got 2 minutes to say till the first hooter goes. 2 minutes to play. There's still a couple of goals in it. And who's going to get these 2 goals? Or the possibility of a couple of goals. And umpire right just lines these 2 teams up here now. Looks for a vague resemblance of the gap. Does right and bowls the ball in out the back of the line-up. Beresford wants this one here now. Beresford in pursuit. There is Kaku. Kaku gets the near side backhand. Who's first round up onto this one here? But it looks like it is going to be Iggy. Antonio gets onto that one, sweeps it out towards the boards, and as he does, it hops and bounces out over the boards fortuitously here for the Ghantoot, but the clock is tick-tocking down, and it is going to be right to just drop this ball down for Kaku Araja. A minute and a half to go. Araja. Lukin comes in, put the pressure on. He drives it forward. It's a little bit left. Tries to pick it up there. There's Pablo, but first onto it on the near side. Has to leave that one there. No, Antonio comes on. Antonio plays the backhand out there for Beresford or Lukin. Lukin picks it up on the little barge, and it's now going to be Beresford coming round for the big hook and backhand. There was Pablo. Facing up to it now is Pablo, but it's Lukin on the play. Lukin taps it forward, dances in behind between the two players. Lukin once more goes under the neck with that one there. Flicky little wristy shot, but it's all open and nobody there to come onto that one there. But it's Kaku just sends the backhand there for Pablo. Pablo avoids the hook there from Lukin as he reaches round, and Pablo Llorente looking at even Stevens up onto his near side, can't do so. In comes the backhand, solid as houses there is Hagee. But first swooping onto this one here now, it is going to be Beresford, reaches out behind Kaku, but it's left here now for Pablo. Pablo on the move. Pablo, Llorente coming forward. No fouls. Llorente goes with the driving shot. It's going wide. It's just pushed out to the right-hand side. And with 30 seconds left on the clock here, it's 10 goals it is to Ghantoot and 11 goals to the UAE. The ball placed down here now for Beresford to bring back into play. Tick-tock goes the Verve Clicquot clock, as it were. Beresford taps it forward. Beresford. In comes Kaku on the meet. Flicks out away there from Kaku. A last desperate play there. It would have been to make it actually 11-11, but it's going to be Beresford to lock it down and wind it down. Does Beresford, and running out the winners of our second match here this afternoon is the UAE. 11 goals to 10. A great match of polo here. Ghantoot showing great stern and good consistency by coming on back, and great character and fighting their way back from being 3 goals down on more than one occasion during this match. And we see the progression of the match here for Polo Line viewers and those here at Ghantoot. 2 goals apiece at the end of Chukka number 1. 3-5 in favour of the UAE after Chukka 2. It was 8-6 in favour of UAE at the end of Chukka number 3. All even Stevens at the end of Chukka number 4. Going into the 5th, it was 9 goals apiece, anybody's game. And the final score of the match being 11 goals to the UAE, 10 goals to Ghantoot. You can see in the background there the players congratulating and thanking each other and looking forward to fight again and compete against each other once more on this beautiful location here at Ghantoot. Big smiles there once again from Lukin, with a big hug and a pat on the back there from Antonio. These two are going to be dangerous come the Argentine season. These two young bloods going together under the tutelage of probably both their parents. Pepe having been one of the most formidable number 1 Argentine polo players ever to have lived. Son, of course, of the great Alberto Pedro, of the Colonel Cerez combination of the 2 Haggees and here we go, sorry, back onto the stats here now, ladies and gentlemen. Field goals, 6 to the UAE, 4 to Ghantoot. Throw-ins, 7-1 by Ghantoot, but 15 were won by Beresford at the back of that line out. Fouls, 10 to 9. 10 though to the UAE. Penalties, 5 from 5. 5 from 7 it was for Ghantoot. No corners and no yellow cards. So as I was saying, the great quartet of 2 Harriets and 2 Haggees producing the phenomenal 4 10-goalers there within Chapa Fu, and then 3 for the cousins. And now we have the next generation coming up through. And so from Polo Line and myself, Adam Snowden, thank you very much indeed to all our sponsors and all our viewers. And we look forward to seeing you here on Wednesday afternoon, same time, same place, different field, for 2 more matches in His Highness, the President of the UAE Polo Cup 2023.